Good evening, everyone. This is David, and I bring you another presentation. So, this one is about internal swag. You have to ask the question, what is swag really, right? Well, if you really take a look at what the definition of it is internal confidence. Now, swag is not something that you technically develop. It's something that's born out of just the natural notion of being able to be who you are and to weather any storm that comes your way. So, here's the thing to remember. There is always going to be some type of hardship, some type of something that's going to try to affect you on the spiritual level, the mental level, the emotional level, or even on the physical level. However, letting it affect you in any one of those four areas is going to reduce you of your swag. Now, those with a high level of swag just don't give a fuck. Individuals with swag tend to go with the flow of things. They tend to only take control of something when it is deemed fit or when it's deemed necessary. I'll give you 3 examples. You become the chooser and you set the frame. It's what Casey Zander calls creating a masculine behavior or setting the masculine frame. Also, here's example number 2. When it's necessary for you to take the lead. So, I'll give you an example. When a woman's like, oh, should we go over here? Your answer should be, yes, we're gonna go over there. And even if she fights against it, you're like, I don't care. We're gonna go. You're gonna have fun. And I do not care whether you do not want to go right now or not. That is 1, setting the frame. 2, taking the lead. And 3, it's also you making the decision. Now, that's number 3, is setting control when it's called for you to make a decision. Nothing, well, except for maybe lying to a woman, gets to a woman more than them having to make the decision for you or for the both of you. Now, this is something that I definitely failed in my last relationship to do. I always asked questions. I always tried to see what her feelings were behind it, etc., etc. And I bet you anything, I will bet my last dollar that killed her interest in me. So, that also goes back to point number 2. When it's necessary for you to take the lead, it's necessary for you to make that decision. So, notice the difference between taking the lead and letting them take the lead is totally different, right? There's a stark contrast between that. A person who takes the lead and does not seek external validation, i.e., the validation of the female that they're with or the validation of the group of people that they are with, they set their own internal validation. And what ends up happening is that when they follow their own internal validation, this creates a form of operation that causes one to put themselves first. When one puts themselves first, what ends up happening is they create an internal value, which is then expressed in the form of entitlement. Now, this then creates what's known as external value through your own behavior. And this behavior then expresses itself in the form of time scarcity and what's known as king-like behavior. What is king-like behavior? Well, think about how a king would have operated back in, let's say, the 1600s, or, let's go back even further than that. Think about the time of Egypt, think about the time of all of these other kings that existed. Their time was very valuable. Why? Because we all know that time is the only resource we cannot get back, at least within this lifetime. You can always get money back, you can always get attention back. The one thing you cannot get back is time. Time is a very valuable resource. So, treating your time like it's actually valuable is going to set your value as well. How you give this time to things, right? Like if you invest your time into your profession, if you invest your time into your business, if you invest your time in whatever it is that you're doing, it sets the value. Now, how do you set your time, right? That's a good question to ask. For me, I operate on my own time. Right now, as you can see, I am creating this video and I am outlining various different things of what it means to create internal swag. Why is that valuable? Because it helps to develop self-care, first of all, by giving you your time. 2, it helps to set internal confidence. Is that valuable to you? I think that's a question that you would be better off answering. So, when you're able to create this time scarcity and this king-like behavior, and to actually treat your time with value, what ends up happening is you set an internal confidence that is then perceived, and let's be honest here, when it comes to perception, it's everything to a woman. Perception is everything to a woman. I want you guys to repeat that to me. Well, actually to you, I should say. Perception is everything to a woman. One more time. Perception is everything to a woman. Why? Because perception is reality. So, when you are then able to set a perception to women that you have an internal sense of confidence, then what ends up happening is that you do not label the level of swag that you have. They do. Women and other people will dictate their attraction level to you based on your level of swag, which, as we mentioned at the beginning, is what? Your internal confidence. So, hopefully, this presentation here would allow you guys to actually understand how to develop swag, which is operating on your own standards, which is setting your time scarcity to whatever it is that you apply your time to, and to understand how to do this in your reality. Manage your time properly, and you create your swag, which is then dictated by those around you, not by you specifically. So, for those of you who find this very interesting, very appealing, or even true, go ahead and hit that like button, follow me, do all that fun stuff. And I will see you on the next one.